what? Some man had a little parade outside my door this morning, and I followed it. Guess what I found? The 35th meeting of the Sister Order of Gamma Phi Gamma Fraternity, Incorporated. Meow. Meow. It would be an advantage to all of us if you were to join Mr. Calhoun's organization. I told her to face down her fear, and I'm sensing now that you know exactly why she was scared. You know what I am. Those people are supposed to be related to you? Round robin tennis, bullshit.
Oh, Uncle Jerome is taking Mirabelle on a Christmas Caribbean cruise.
Amen to that.
Well, I always defined myself as black, but I didn't get roles because I was too light sometimes.
What if the woman who made you dream of HBCU life nearly walked away from the role that defined a generation?
As I was quitting, I was also expressing my grievances, and they listened to those.
What if her creative genius was stolen right under Hollywood's nose?
And I never felt a part of that Hollywood system.
And what if the icon who danced with Alvin Ailey, starred on Broadway, and became TV royalty, is still fighting battles most of us never knew existed?
I did musical theater, Broadway and whatnot, and then I started taking acting classes and going out for auditions.
This is the story of Jasmine Guy, the woman behind Whitley Gilbert, the activist, the artist, and the survivor who refuses to stay silent. Born on March 10, 1962, in Boston, Massachusetts, Jasmine Guy entered a world that wasn't quite ready for her. Her father, Reverend William Guy, was a Black Baptist minister and philosophy professor at Morehouse College. Her mother, Jay Rudolph, was a white school teacher from Massachusetts. In 1969, when Jasmine was just 7 years old, this interracial family did something that seemed almost unthinkable. They moved to the Deep South.
I was born in Boston. We moved to New York, and then we moved to Atlanta when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. And my mom really had a hard time. She's from Massachusetts, and she just really couldn't understand people.
Atlanta in 1969 wasn't exactly rolling out the welcome mat for mixed families. But Jasmine's mother showed up in her dashiki, moved into an entirely black community, and dealt with it like a champ. Young Jasmine and her sister grew up right across the street from Morehouse, wearing their maroon and white, thinking they owned the place. But here's what most people don't know, that childhood wasn't all campus dreams and college pride. Jasmine was targeted. Light-skinned, long-haired, speaking what her classmates called proper, she stuck out like a sore thumb. Kids would circle her on the playground, making her repeat words just to hear her accent. One time, the entire school waited on a corner to jump her little sister. A white teacher had to drive them home.
When you're light-skinned, you have long hair, and you talk proper, you are like, target. And then my sister was sweet and quiet and angelic, so she was super targeted.
This is where Jasmine learned something crucial. The world wouldn't always see her the way she saw herself. And maybe that's why she could disappear so completely into characters who were nothing like her. Because when Jasmine danced, everything changed. At 4 years old, she walked a style show at her father's church and brought the whole place down.
I remember once the church had a style show and she was 4 years old, and she did that model walk, brought the church down.
By 16, she was auditioning for the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. 100 dancers, competing for maybe 6 summer scholarships. Jasmine got in. Then she did something her parents didn't quite support. She dropped out of college plans completely.
She had to go out there without the real support of your parents. And these are parents that are close to you and love you.
$75 a week. That's what she made dancing with Ailey's third company. But to Jasmine, that paycheck meant she was professional.
I went to New York for the summer with plans to go to school in September, but then I got into the 3rd company at Ailey's, and once I got a paycheck, I was like, I'm professional now, $75 a week.
She was done with school. Her parents wanted her to finish college first, but Jasmine had already made up her mind. And then Debbie Allen walked into her life. In 1982, a 20-year-old Jasmine lied about her age to audition for the TV series Fame.
At the time, I was starting a series called Fame, and I was looking for young, gifted dancers, and she came to the audition, lied about her age, and I knew that she had lied, but I didn't care because she was so wonderful.
200 of the best dancers in the country showed up. Debbie Allen wanted young, gifted dancers who could do it all: African, jazz, ballet, tap. Jasmine could do it all. She got the job, moved to Los Angeles, and became a background dancer on one of the hottest shows on television. But after 1 season, she quit.
I didn't want to be in the chorus anymore, you know, and making that transition was difficult. It took time. I know how to sing, I know how to act, and I know how to dance. Debbie Allen has definitely been one of my greatest influences and mentors. And I used to kind of dream about, meeting her or seeing her.
She was done being in the chorus. She wanted more. So she went back to New York and waited 2 full years before landing on Broadway in Leader of the Pack. Then came her big break, the audition that would change everything. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. In 1987, Jasmine walked into a room to audition for a character described as Sydney/Whitney, a black Southern belle. She had no idea what that meant. She'd grown up in Atlanta, sure, but she didn't sound like that. So she did what any smart actor would do. She channeled her 3rd grade teacher, Miss Pinker.
That's where I got the Whitley accent from. That's really how my 3rd grade teacher talked.
That voice, that iconic, unforgettable Whitley Gilbert voice, came from a woman who taught Jasmine in elementary school. She walked into the audition, unleashed Miss Pinker, and got the role on the spot. Not just the role, she walked straight from the audition into the table read. Just like that, Whitley Gilbert was born. But Jasmine Guy hated Whitley Gilbert. Whitley was everything Jasmine wasn't: spoiled, sheltered, obsessed with class and status. Jasmine grew up in a mixed household, fighting for acceptance, learning to navigate both black and white worlds. Whitley was a caricature, and Jasmine knew it.
With Whitley, it would be very quick, but there was a complete change. You would know when I wasn't in character.
She actually detested the character. Playing Whitley was difficult because it was so far removed from everything Jasmine believed in. But she did it anyway. And America fell in love. A Different World wasn't just a TV show. It became a cultural movement. HBCU enrollment tripled. Students across the country wanted to live the Hillman experience. One of the Breakfast Club hosts, DJ Envy, even admitted he only went to Hampton University because of the show.
The reason I went to Hampton University was because of me watching A Different World.
Wow.
How many times do y'all hear that?
And the Whitley-Dwayne love story, that became Black America's Romeo and Juliet. But here's what nobody understood at the time. Jasmine and Kadeem Hardison had to fight to make that chemistry work.
I was like, I don't know why Whitley would like Dwayne based on what I was older. I was upperclassman to him. He was, they had him playing the goofy guy, and now she's dreaming about him.
And the actor was instant, but to really make the love story true, it was work.
So she and Kadeem worked hard on that relationship, building it from the ground up. By the time they filmed the wedding episode, the one where Dwayne crashes Whitley's ceremony, Jasmine thought it was the corniest thing she'd ever seen. She fought against it. She told the writers it was disrespectful, overdone, ridiculous. But Debbie Allen said they were doing it anyway. And when Kadeem actually performed it, when he ran down that aisle screaming, "Baby, please."
From this day forth to having a whole and richer for poorer, baby, please, please.
I do.
Jasmine knew they'd never have to do it again. The audience lost their minds. Debbie Allen came over the loudspeaker and said, "Got it, moving on." One take, one of the most iconic moments in Black television history, one take. But while Jasmine was creating magic on screen, Hollywood was treating her like she didn't matter. 6 NAACP Image Awards, 2 Soul Train Awards, but never an Emmy nomination. Never invited to present at award shows. Never asked to do network promotions. Meanwhile, Roseanne Barr was singing the national anthem at baseball games, and A Different World had 5 singers in the cast. Jasmine always felt the exclusion. They told her the show was number 2 because it came between Cosby and Cheers, as if viewers couldn't change the channel, as if Whitley and Dwayne weren't carrying their own weight. And then the real betrayal happened. After A Different World ended in 1993, Jasmine started pitching her own projects. She had a production company. She had ideas, good ideas. A young woman inheriting a sweatshop in the garment district from her gay friend who died of AIDS, seeing him as a ghost. She even talked to RuPaul about playing the ghost. Rejected, a spy thriller based on La Femme Nikita, starring Robin Givens. Rejected, the Dorothy Dandridge story. Rejected.
I had a TV idea about a young woman that inherited a sweatshop in the garment district from her gay friend that died of AIDS. They was just, everything was a reason not to do it, but then I would see a white girl do it. Pitched a lot. I had my own production company after A Different World. All of my projects were rejected.
Then Jasmine started seeing her ideas on screen with white actresses. Her exact concepts, produced without her, stripped of their blackness, handed to people who didn't create them. That's when she understood. Hollywood wasn't interested in her vision. They just wanted to mine it. This is the scandal nobody talks about. This is the theft that happens in broad daylight. But Jasmine kept working. In 1988, she starred in Spike Lee's School Days as Dina, the light-skinned wannabe in one of the most explosive scenes about colorism ever filmed. The Jigaboos versus the wannabes. It was personal for Jasmine. She'd lived that fight her whole life.
It was hard. It was hard to do that. It was very hateful.
Then came Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy, where she played Dominique LaRue, a gangster's mole sent to seduce and kill. It was cold, it was hardcore, and it made people see Jasmine as more than Whitley. The movie pulled in $95 million at the box office. She even released a music album in 1991. Her single Try Me went gold. Jasmine was everywhere. She was unstoppable until her marriage fell apart. In 1998, Jasmine married investment banker Terrence Duquette. Their daughter, Imani, was born in 1999. For 10 years, Jasmine tried to balance motherhood, marriage, and a career that demanded everything from her.
I was so grateful because I did not take it for granted that I would have a healthy baby, that I would have a baby on my own, that I'd be married and have a baby. So I was very, very happy.
When the divorce happened in 2008, Jasmine was broken. She never wanted a divorce. She wanted a family, a partner, someone to share the load. But it didn't work out. And after the split, she faced serious financial difficulties. Reports surfaced that she owed significant debt and filed for bankruptcy. So she went home to Atlanta, back to her parents, back to the city that raised her.
I never wanted a divorce. And I wanted a family. Did something die inside? I was broken.
And Atlanta saved her. Kenny Leon, Pearl Cleage, the Alliance Theater, they welcomed her back. She performed in Miss Evers' Boys Blues for an Alabama Sky. For colored girls, she directed, she taught, she rebuilt herself from the ground up. Theater was her home. It always had been. And now, she was using that foundation to create again, to inspire again, to prove that Jasmine Guy was so much more than Whitley Gilbert. Then came the moment that validated everything. In 2025, Jasmine Guy won her first Emmy Award for The Chronicles of Jessica Wu, a web series produced by a small black husband and wife team whose daughter has autism. The show featured a superhero with autism, and Jasmine only worked on it for one day. But when she won, she didn't dedicate the award to herself.
I loved, doing Jessica Wu. A Different World was 6 years of our lives, and we're still very close. If you're not nominating A Different World, Debbie Allen, Susan Fales, our wardrobe department, any other actor on that show, I stopped focusing on y'all giving me my props.
She dedicated it to A Different World, to Debbie Allen, to Susan Fales, to Kadeem, to Daryl Bell, to everyone who fought for that show to matter. Because the Emmy wasn't just hers. It belonged to the family who never got the recognition they deserve. And she's still not done. Jasmine currently stars in Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong and recently appeared on Harlem on Amazon Prime. She's teaching, directing, speaking at colleges across the country. Her daughter, Imani, now 24, is pursuing acting at NYU.
I wasn't trying to do what my parents did. But when you do, I think there's an added pressure with comparing. So she's got to, she's got to do what she wants to do.
And Jasmine, she's done setting goals. She gave those to her daughter. Now, she's just living, creating, performing, refusing to be boxed in by anyone's expectations. As of 2025, Jasmine Guy's net worth is estimated at $4 million. Not bad for a woman who started at $75 a week. Not bad for someone Hollywood tried to steal from, silence, and sideline. But here's the real question. What would have happened if Jasmine had quit A Different World back in season 1, the way she tried to?
Well, the first season I made $6,000 a week.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was
what?
That was a bump.
I just want to go back to New York and get another job.
Right.
She actually gave her 2-week notice. She told producers she was grateful, but she was done. They didn't accept it. They listened to her grievances about how Lisa Bonet was being treated, and they made changes. Jasmine stayed, and because she stayed, millions of black students went to college. Because she stayed, Whitley and Dwayne became legends. Because she stayed, Jasmine Guy became an icon. But she's still fighting, still creating, still refusing to let Hollywood define her.
I'm trying not to be so precious about my private life because I really do this when people get that's mine. And I wanted to bring this writer with this director, with and the ideas that I had were not being done.
And when people ask her about Bill Cosby now, she doesn't shy away. She acknowledges his contributions to black education while condemning his crimes. It's nuanced, it's complicated, and it's honest, just like everything else Jasmine Guy has ever done. Because at the end of the day, Jasmine Guy isn't Whitley Gilbert. She never was. She's the girl who got circled on the playground, the dancer who lied about her age, the woman who watched her ideas get stolen, the mother who rebuilt herself after divorce, and the artist who finally got her Emmy at 63 years old. She's the one who stayed when she wanted to quit, the one who fought when it would have been easier to walk away, the one who turned pain into power and rejection into resilience. And she's not finished yet, not by a long shot, because Jasmine Guy has spent her entire life proving that she's more than what Hollywood wanted her to be. She's exactly who she was always meant to be.